You know, getting from a no to a yes, it can feel like you're trying to climb an impossible mountain. But what if I told you it's not about some kind of magic or, being super charismatic? It's actually a science. It's about systematically de-risking the decision for the person sitting across from you. Okay, let's dive into this playbook for persuasion. We have all been there, right? You've got this brilliant, game-changing idea. You present it with everything you've got, and you're met with a flat-out no. It is incredibly frustrating. But here's the thing. The reason isn't always that your idea is bad. More often than not, it's because the pitch itself failed. And the good news? That's something we can absolutely fix.
So, here's how we're going to break this all down today. We're going to look at the anatomy of a yes in 4 crucial parts. First, we'll hit the brain, which is all about strategic logic. Then, we'll move into the heart, or psychological engineering. After that, we'll adjust the lens, calibrating for your audience. And finally, we'll prep for the gauntlet, the Q&A.
First up, the brain. See, before you can win over anyone's heart, you have to satisfy their logical mind. Every single successful pitch, every single one, is built on a rock-solid foundation of sound, strategic, and, well, irrefutable logic.
Okay, look at this. Step 2 is where the real magic happens. It is not enough to just say, here's a problem. You have to agitate it. You have to twist the knife a little. Show them the numbers. How much money is being lost every single day? How many hours are being wasted? Only after you've made that pain feel real, unbearable even, do you present your solution as the perfect cure. And this is such a brilliant way to think about it. Your idea has to be the aspirin. It's got to solve an immediate, throbbing headache that they're feeling right now. Vitamins are great, sure, they're a nice to have, but when budgets are tight, people pay for the aspirin every single time. You get a yes when you're solving an immediate pain. This all comes down to one critical question they're asking themselves. Why you and why now? This is your unfair advantage. It's your defense. Is it some proprietary tech that nobody else has? Is it that your team's experience is just perfectly suited for this exact problem? Or maybe your approach is just fundamentally different and better for today's market. Whatever it is, you have to be crystal clear about it. Oh man, this is a classic mistake. Nothing will kill your credibility faster than some wild, unbelievable hockey stick growth chart. Look at the difference. The one on the left is lazy. The one on the right is grounded in reality. It's a bottom-up forecast that says, hey, I've done the work. I know my numbers. I have a real plan, and you can actually trust what I'm telling you. All right, so we've satisfied the logical brain. Now it's time to talk to the heart. This part is all about psychological engineering. We're going to use some subtle but incredibly powerful ideas from behavioral economics to really win over the decision maker on a much deeper level.
This right here, this is a perfect example of something called loss aversion. All the research shows that the pain we feel from losing something is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure we get from gaining the exact same thing. So you don't just frame your pitch around what they'll gain, you frame it around what they stand to lose if they do nothing.
Just look at that number, 60,000 times. That is how much faster our brains process images than plain old text. It's a principle called cognitive ease. So if your deck is just a wall of text, you're making their brain work way too hard, and that feels risky. You have to use clean visuals and simple charts. Make your idea easy to understand, and it becomes easy to say yes to. And this is maybe the best test of all. Could you explain your big idea to your grandmother in just one sentence, and would she get it? If the answer is no, you've made it too complicated. You have to remember, complexity creates doubt, but simplicity creates confidence. You have to remember, decision makers are, well, they're human. They look for signals from others. No one wants to be the first person to take a risk on something new. So showing them the logos of customers who are already on board or mentioning a well-respected advisor, that's a powerful way to borrow credibility and show them that other smart people already believe in what you're doing. Okay, so we've got our logic, we've got our psychology, but none of that matters if you're not aiming it correctly. A truly great pitch is never one size fits all. It has to be meticulously calibrated, tailored to the specific person you're actually talking to. Think of this table as your secret decoder ring. You got to speak their language. For a venture capitalist, their biggest fear is stagnation, so you talk about scalability and TAM. But a corporate exec, they're terrified of reputation risk, so with them, you use words like synergy and risk mitigation. And a customer just wants their headache to go away, so you talk ROI and ease of use. It's all about tuning your message to their specific hopes and fears.
All right, this is it, the final boss. This is where most deals are actually won or lost. The presentation is done, and now you face the gauntlet, the Q&A session. And believe me, this isn't just a formality. It's a high-stakes interrogation room, and you have to be ready.
And you will almost always hear some version of this. It's the first big kill question. Now, this isn't really an attack. It's a test. They're trying to figure out if your idea is actually defensible. Why hasn't some giant company with way more resources already done this and put you out of business?
And this is how you flip that question on its head. You turn your small size into your greatest strength. You're not a big, clumsy giant. You're a nimble speedboat. Your laser focus on one specific niche is a weapon that the big guys just can't compete with.
Okay, the next one is a gut check. They're testing your intellectual honesty. Are you just a dreamer with your head in the clouds, or are you a grounded operator who's actually prepared for things to go wrong? Now this is a beautiful answer. It does two things perfectly. It shows you're ambitious, you're shooting for the stars, but it also shows you're realistic and prepared. You've got a plan to survive even if you only reach the moon. That right there builds a massive amount of trust.
This one always sounds a little morbid, doesn't it? The bus factor. But what they're really asking is this whole thing just you? They're investing in a project and a team, not just one person. They need to know the whole thing doesn't fall apart if you disappear.
And that right there, that's the answer that lets them breathe a sigh of relief. It completely de-risks the project. It shows them you've built a real system, not just a cult of personality. The value is in the team and the process, and that's exactly what an investor wants to hear.
Okay, last thing, and this is non-negotiable. Before you ever walk into that room, you have to battle test your pitch. And don't give it to your supportive friends. Find a true skeptic. Run the 10-second test. If they can't get the main point of a slide in 10 seconds, it's too complex. And do a silent read. Does the deck make sense on its own? If it fails these, it needs more work.
So that's the playbook. By satisfying the brain with clear logic, winning over the heart with smart psychology, tailoring your message through the right lens, and surviving the gauntlet of questions, you can build a case that's almost undeniable. That is the anatomy of a yes. And now, the only question left is, what no are you going to go turn into a yes?